Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Bob here, and you find me in my favourite game, in my favourite environment, snowing essentially. Oh bloody hell, this is Lord of the Rings Online, and this video is going to carry on from my previous sort of Let's Play where I was playing a Dwarf Minstrel. Reason for that is essentially, I'm not giving up on the Dwarf Minstrel, but the way I play Lord of the Rings Online is essentially like this. You know, I kind of flip between different characters. I find it difficult to stick with one, but at the same time, I like recording Lord of the Rings Online. So yeah, I didn't really want to start a new series of videos for this character or whatever other character it may be that I'm playing. So I just thought essentially what I would do is I'd have a Let's Play Lord of the Rings Online. It will be ongoing and it will just be using different characters. I hope that's okay, not too confusing. But I'm playing a Warden today. Before we start, according to the stats at the beginning of the game when you first load up, I haven't played on this character for 6 months. I've probably got an awful lot about how to play the Warden, so please don't expect any amazing gameplay. I've literally just logged in and I'm trying to get a grasp on the old Warden again. As we all know, it's not an easy class to play, but I'll do my best. Now, what I'm currently doing is I'm in Forakel, as I'm sure you probably guessed, and I've got a few quests to do. But one of the quests I'm doing is essentially to find. I think what am I doing? I'm looking for marbles and elk haunches. Now, unfortunately, the poor old elks are coming in for a bit of a hard time. Which you know, what can you do? You get a quest to kill stuff, and you got to go and kill it. So I'm after elk haunches and marbles, and I'm finding the marbles on the elk. I mean, I've got absolutely no idea how they come to be carrying marbles. There you go, probably a little sack somewhere where they're carrying them around in. So yeah, so that's currently what I'm doing. I've got some other quests as well. We've got some Warden dudes here. I could probably kill those for a quest as well, although I'm not quite sure what quest that would be. But we'll see how we go. I've got thingy open as well, which is quite good. I'm running in recklessness, essentially nothing flash, and I'm just kind of running through a couple of rotations. I kind of, you know, I kind of remembered from when I last played my Warden. I mean, I'm sure I've probably said on other Lord of the Rings, I don't know why I did that, as I've probably said on other Lord of the Rings Online videos before, I'm a bit of a switcher between classes, terrible. I've got loads of, I've probably got a character, probably got a class, every class I've got a character. I've got it covered, I think, probably. I think altitis is the technical term that it's called, and I get it terrible in MMOs. I don't know why. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Really, you know, it's just some people get it, some people don't. But I love the Warden. But the problem I have with the Warden is it was a bit like the Guardian in Guild Wars 2, which kind of put me off. Is that I'm not a massive. I tend to sometimes quite like classes. But then find out that they're sort of flavour of the month classes. I mean, the Warden's a great, well, he was. I mean, I haven't played it for quite some time, but he was a great soloer and a very strong character. And it just means that you end up with a lot of people playing them, which, you know, I don't mind that too much. But I do prefer to play the underdogs. But unfortunately, sometimes the underdog ends up being not the class that I kind of want to play. So I've dipped in and out with the Warden, partly because that's kind of what I do, but also, yeah, just because I'm not a big fan of playing classes that are very, very popular. It's a shame actually, because I do really like the Warden. He's a melee character. I don't often play melee characters. What I liked about him was the whole gambit thing. It was quite not quite complex to play, I think probably would be a fair term. Yeah, so that's kind of why I dip in and out. Oh, bloody hell. Honestly, a great big strapping bloke like him and he gets stunned by an elk. But then saying that, I guess if an elk butted me, maybe that'd be a bit of an issue. But there you go. Oh, snow's coming in, thicker. have a funny relationship with MMOs nowadays. I sort of, again, you know, sorry to repeat myself, but it's one of those things where sort of way back in the distant past, whenever a new MMO came out, I used to play it. You know, I was just sort of addicted to them. Even to the exclusion of single-player games. You know, I never used to play many single-player games once I got into MMOs. It became a bit of a thing, really. But no, I guess I just got burnt out, and sort of, and everyone I was trying was just the same as the previous one. And I think that's probably a criticism, really, of where MMOs are. The fact that after sort of 15, 20 years of playing them, or however long it's been, there's been very, very little change in the mechanics and how they work. And I have to say, even though it's held up as a revolutionary, I think that criticism probably you could level at Guild Wars 2 as well. And I like it. You know, it's not a bad game, and I'm sure anyone who hasn't had the history of MMOs that myself or some other people may have, you know, probably think it's the best thing since sliced bread. But I think it's still got a lot of those failings and sort of trappings that the MMOs have, unfortunately. So yeah, so my MMO lifestyle is very different to what it used to be. Pretty much now, it's stuff like, you know, like Lord of the Rings Online. I'll always keep an account because I'm a massive Tolkien fan, and I dip in and out and muck about, nothing serious. Guild Wars 2, because of all the hype, I bought it, give it a go, quite liked it, but you know, I haven't really kept it up. And it's a bit like that, really. I even sort of went back and tried some of the older MMOs, and actually found that, you know, going back to something like a game like EverQuest, I think a lot of MMO developers should look at a game like EverQuest, and yeah, maybe they'll sort of maybe notice something that they're missing, and I think that's kind of like a danger. I think everything's become too safe. I think probably in MMOs. There's no sort of real danger of losing anything. I guess in that sense, they're kind of like single-player games, more like single-player games. And I should be picking some of this stuff up, but you know what? I'm kind of not bothered at the moment. Loss off Lustin, reputation item. I could probably turn that in somewhere. I should probably pick that up actually, because it's worth. I'm not sure what reputation is with them, but it's worth quite a lot. Not that I would know what the hell to bloody drop. I've got a ring there. What's that ring? 19 blah blah blah. Oh, I'll destroy that. I don't think I'm ever going to use that. There we go. I probably need to go to. This is how long I haven't been into this character. I mean, I've just got a backpack full of stuff that I need to get rid of. Let's give this guy a whack. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I sort of went back to some of the older MMOs, and I definitely think that some of the newer ones are missing something, like the danger and like the tension. I honestly don't think you get. But then, you know, obviously I guess they're like that because that's what people want. You know, it's people want to feel safe. They don't want to lose a load of progress as you used to in something like EverQuest. You know, it's just not what people want, I guess. So yeah, and there's always someone keeping these games going. So it's, you know, you can always go back to an EverQuest, for example, on an emulated server if that's what you want to do. Now, as you said, nothing flash here. I'm just doing some rotations just damage rotations that I kind of remember from when I last playing my this guy. Oh, there we go. Another marble. How are we doing on the marble front? We've got 11 haunches, marbles, 6 marbles. Okay, so we've still got a bit to go. It's a sort of game, this one, where I just wander around these games. Just the wandering around is kind of enough for me. You know, I mean, I've never been one that's been into like mass raiding and that kind of thing. Just not something that interests me. So yeah, just the wandering around, discovery, that kind of thing. I believe a long time ago there was an MMO test thing to see what sort of a player you were. Whether you're a killer explorer, you know, hoarder, or whatever it is you want to call it, and I always come out on exploring. I'm not sure if it's still going, that particular test thing, but it was quite popular back in the day when you had EverQuest and Ultra Online. Let's sneak over here. More elk. I'm single-handedly lowering the elk population, which is probably not good for. I mean, it's certainly not something that I'm too happy about. But there you go. It is a game. I'm sure this is not an effective or efficient rotation that I'm doing here damage-wise, but I'm just putting a couple of dots on really, and yeah. And then just sort of finishing it off with just some basic gambits. Nothing flash, as I'm sure you guys are thinking. Well, it's really come in the snow now. That's pretty awesome. Oh, I don't think I meant to do that straight away. But there you go. Oh. Knocked out by an elk again. It's amazing these characters can sit in front of dragons and balrogs and whatever, and take the stuff that can be thrown at them with a bit of healing. But an elk will still knock you on your arse. Oh, well, the old dots were certainly working down there. What we got over here? Oh, there's a shaman guy over here, seer bloke. I think he's performing some sort of ritual thing on that mammoth there, Winter Tusk. He's got a pet as well, a wolf pet. I think I'm supposed to do something with him, maybe kill him or something, but I don't think I've got the quest yet, maybe by looks of things. So I'll avoid that for now. Oh, hello. Let's give him a bash. Oh, bloody hell. They piss you off, some people, don't they? I mean, maybe it was all innocent and whatnot, but this bloke here surely must have seen that I was kind of lining up to throw a spear. That's your, what is he? Is it hunt? Yeah, that's your thing, you see, your hunters and your champions. All bloody Legolas wannabes running about doing what they want. Sorry for the rant, it does piss me off. Oh, missed. Okay. Couple of different dots on, then we just faff about basically till it falls over. I think that's essentially. I really should just learn some of these skills and work out what they do. I know quite some time ago there was a massive change with your stances. So recklessness, if you're in recklessness, your gambits are different to stances in determination and what have you, which I thought was quite interesting. Probably quite a good change actually. I think it's quite interesting having. Trying to get the thing off. I can. Oh, missed! Bloody hell! Whoops. It's funny with this game because I'm as I said, because I'm not a massive. Well, a couple of things really. I'm not a massive fan of raiding or the end game. But also, I don't really get there that often with a character because I spend too much time faffing about. So it's funny with Lord of the Rings Online. I mean, I've played it for so long since it came out. I was a VIP member from the start, but I really couldn't tell you what direction the game's going, or even sort of what's in Moria. I've just never been in there before, which is a bit embarrassing, really. I know the Riders of Rohan expansion's come out recently. And everything sort of that looks pretty good. You've got horse combat and all that kind of thing, and I kind of hope to get up there at some point. But I mean, I've got no idea what character I'd like to do it with. Burglar, Warden, no idea. But I'll probably get there one day. I mean, certainly if I'm going to carry on my series of videos where I'm following the Fellowship along, I'm going to need to go through Moria at some point. So yeah. Still finding the haunches. 16 out of 20. There we go. 4 more left. How are the marbles doing? Collect marbles. 8 out of 10. Okay. I don't know if these guys have marbles. Let's give it a go. experimenting with different... Oh, there we go. Just experimenting with different... that was shield up. Just experimenting with different gambits at the moment, really. Just just see what they do. I think for most classes, you know, you've got no trouble with these world mobs. You know, you're not going to have too much trouble with destroying these, I don't think. I probably need to look at my what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. I need to look at my talenty things as well. It's been so long, I can't remember what the hell they're bloody called. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Elk. He's calling out for help. There's none coming, I'm afraid. Elk haunches, 3 left. I've always loved the environments. I think that they really capture the feeling, I think, of Tolkien's world. I think probably. I'm not sure sort of where their sort of graphic artists drew inspiration from. I mean, I was always a massive fan of Tor Block. I think it's Tor Block, his name. He's quite sort of cartoony style of artwork for Tolkien stuff. If you've never seen it before, check out Tor Block, because on the face of it looks quite simple, but I think the atmosphere it portrays is amazing. And also, is it Alan Lee? I always quite liked Alan Lee's artwork for Lord of the Rings as well. It's always pretty neat. Oh, where you go? Running away. Master Jeweler Scroll Case. I've also... Oh, I'm still bloody stuck to the floor. I've also never really got involved in trade skills much. I think part of the problem is, again, going back to the old tired story of not really sticking with one class, and so the thought of sort of doing a load of trade skills with with a class is almost unthinkable, really. I've got battle preparation here, which I probably should be using as well. I think that saves a gambit for you to use instantly. Yeah, do you know what? I've got so much to learn. If I'm going to come back and have a proper go with the old class. Marbles, 9 marbles. I've nearly got all my marbles back. It only seems as though the elks have the haunches, and obviously they only have the haunches. But they also seem to be the only thing carrying the marbles as well. Let's have a go at this huntery bloke. Oh, missed. Okay. Oh. Oh, I can chuck spears as well. If you're going to go away and chuck spears, that's what I'll be doing. I think he's doing a lot more damage than me, though. Yeah, well, you just... you stand there making funny signs with your hands while I'm throwing spears at your head. It's, yeah. Not the smartest of AI. I'm actually following the football at the moment. I'm a bit of a suffering Arsenal fan this season. We're not doing particularly well. Then we just kicked off against Swansea Saturday afternoon. Come on. I'm sure there was a dot, one of my ticks of my dot there missed, which is a bit weird. I think probably if they used like the word resist, I mean maybe I was wrong, but I think maybe if they used the word resisted, it might be better than missed. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's that. Shields up again. Not quite sure what it does in recklessness stance. Obviously, probably need to check that. I think with these overworld mobs, all I really need to be doing is damage, really. Unless I get attacked by more than one, I shouldn't have to worry too much about stuff. What I've got all the marbles, and I need one more haunch. So what we'll do is we'll find another elk. Stick our spear into it, and then hopefully they'll have a haunch, and we'll run back to. I think it's probably is it? No, it's not dwarves, is it? It's the Forakel people. Okay, we'll run back and yeah, hand some quests in, I reckon. I do like that that ambush. It's pretty good. Just gives you a little chance to sort of get ahead in the old DPS race. Really, not that you have to worry too much on these particular mobs, but yeah, it's again spending mob there, spending an awful lot of time just not doing much at all. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Let's hand some quests in, shall we? Lost my marbles. Okay, so it's just up here, I think. What I can probably do is put on forced march, so let's have a bit of run speed. I'm sure I've got a horse somewhere, but I don't use the horses too much, to be honest. Not quite sure why. I should do, shouldn't I? It's not like it's law breaking or anything. I think I've got to go up there. There might be some dwarves up there, actually. I think I'll probably spend the rest of the afternoon following the football and just running around the environment here. Oh yeah, dwarves. There we go. That bloody hunter. Ah, burglar. Oh yeah, I think there's a series of quests here where every class there's a sort of a class, one of each class around the area, and you do favours for them essentially. They've lost stuff and all that kind of thing. He's lost his marbles. Now he wants me to find his pouch. Well, he's not probably a very good burglar at all, is he?
Well met, friend.
Where Norsu die. Okay, well I've just found I found this dwarf spear.
Welcome. You have come at a most fortuitous
And he wants me
time.
to go and check some odd markings. Maybe that on the spear. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, and I've become a friend to Foreign's Hall. Cool.
Greetings, traveller.
Dower hands. Yeah, this guy wanted me to report some dower hands, which I've done. I've completed quests here. I didn't even know I'd finished them, to be honest. I've got to go and do some more dower hand stuff. Yeah, another quest here. I'm almost level 47, actually.
It is hopeless.
Oh, this guy wanted the haunches. There we go. Okay, that's it. Well, that's it, guys, I think, for this video. This has been another Let's Play Lord of the Rings Online. For anyone that's a bit confused, expecting to see a dwarf minstrel, yeah, I'm kind of just going to faff about with various characters, but keep it all in the same series. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again soon.